Hi everyone, Elcio here again from the podcast Let's Talk. And today I want to bring it to everyone's attention about what's happening around us in 2024. Um, as you all know, in 2024, after the pandemic, let's just put it that way, there's a lot of people that are separated and divorced and unmarried, and it's becoming a little bit of a problem for most people. And the question I have in my mind is, what is it that for a guy to want to get married? Hmm. Name me one thing that it would be so grateful, so wonderful for a man who wants to get married. Does the law system support men when men get married? Is there any advantage that men have by being married? How about women? Does women have the same advantage as men if they are married? Hmm. Now I understand why men don't want to get married. Why? I guess we all know why, isn't it? Because when things go south or when things don't go south, women always have the advantage. And they can lock you up. They put you on the lockup. If you don't do A, B, C, and D, you don't get to see the kids. If you don't do A, B, and C, I'm no longer going to be with you and you're going to leave everything you work for. So, what is that for men, really? Even if you're in a relationship and you're not supposed to be yourself, you have to always calculate what you say. You have to always calculate how you say it. And you have to also measure the tone of your voice, how you speak, how around people around you. Um, you pretty much not organic anymore. You're pretty much like fake, really. If you in my opinion, don't get me wrong. If you think differently, go for it. I mean, good luck to you. But in my opinion, for men to be married in 2024, it's useless. It's a waste of time. I would never do that anymore. Done it once before in my life, no anymore. Done. There's nothing there for you. That's why a lot of people, that's why marriage is a disaster right now. Because people are realizing that you're supposed to be one, but in reality, you're not one. Yeah, you are one person, but you are two person, but you're living in one shoe. You're living in one rule, which is not even your rule. You don't get to do what you want to do. You don't get to go and free choose, like you truly choose what you want to do. You're not supported, and you're not even loved because your other half is too busy working, right? So, as we know, women are more social people. Women are more nurturing, loving, caring, and they like to deal with people. That's why you find women in most jobs like nursing, doctoring, social worker, disability, accounting, so on. You find women in those places. Why? Because women like to socialize with people. Women like to socialize. Men like to build things. Men like things. They like to build toys, planes, buses, objects, and create things, create new things. That's what men like to do. And if men doesn't have the support from his partner, his wife, his soulmate, um, pretty much the relationship becomes hard to consolidate and to be one because two people want different things. So most of the people, they're happy to be married. They want to be married. They want to have a relationship. There's a lot of things they want to do, but they don't take into account what the other person wants, what the other half wants. And most women are pretty much focusing relationship, marriage, and bringing the kids up, and good work and independent. Those kinds of skills won't help the men because most men are looking for peace, are looking for family, and are looking for creating things. And he wants his wife, his woman, to support him, to be beside him, support him, give him good advice, and be nurturing and loving to him. He doesn't want a woman, which we have a lot today, 2024. They are independent, don't need a man, do things by themselves. Men don't want that. Well, he can have you as a side chick, he can have you as a girlfriend, he can sleep with you, but he won't marry you. Why? Because that's not what he wants. That's not what he's looking for. So basically, the relationship is going to take a really, really turnaround from this year on. It's already happening, as we can see it. There's more people that want to live along. My question is, when things get a little bit harder, which it will get harder as the economic slows down, as people are losing jobs, where are those women going to be and who's going to look after them? Where are all those women, unmarried women, they are strong and independent, where would they be if they have no men and they have no system, which is the police force, the organizations, the civilizations around us that look after us and protect us? If he fails, who's going to look after those women? Who's going to look after those women? They're strong and independent. Some of them can't even take the bin out and empty the bin. They need a man to do it. You know, I don't know. Many of you guys have seen the the survivor skills, when they put them all on the island and, a couple of pairs here and there, and they got a tasks to do here and there. You got to do this, you got to do that. Have you seen how most of them react when it comes to do things? Just simple stuff. It's unbelievable. But they walk around like, oh, I don't need a man, I don't need this, I'm independent, I do whatever I want, I can earn my money, I can do my thing. Yeah, it's all good for you. I mean, good luck to you. I'm just saying, when it comes to protection and actually having a loving partner next to you to support you and care for you for the rest of your life, you're not going to have that. If you want to be strong and independent, you be strong and independent for yourself, but you won't be strong and independent for somebody else, for your man, or even for your kids. There's nothing to be strong and independent because you're always at work. You're going to be strong and independent at work, not at home. And women are pretty much chewing this kind of idea, oh, it's okay, I can do whatever I want, I'm like a man, I'm the same thing, I'm equal, and all that stuff. It's all a bunch of bullshit. It's honestly, it's a bunch of bullshit. How can you be equal to a man? You can't even fight a couple of teenagers, 16 years of age. They're like big, massive boys, man. How are you going to fight them if you're a woman? Anyway, continue on. Continue on with this idea. Women are lovely creatures, but you have to be very careful when you thinking about dating a woman to actually keeping the woman. It's a different story. There's two types, or even I'll probably say, in today's day and age, I'll probably say two types of woman. A woman that is woman that is suitable for marriage, and woman who is suitable for friendship and side chick, pretty much. Why? Because we have different things that we want from each other. Man looks for honesty, quality, dignity, clarity, supporting, loving, and woman looks for support, security, and kids, right? But women today, they don't listen to a man. So that's why we have a lot of unmarried people walking around unhappy, looking partner after partner, boyfriend after boyfriend, marriage after marriage. They don't stay married because it's been designed that way. You don't have the skills to basically keep a man, because in order to keep a man, you have to understand the man that you have. You have to understand what he wants. You have to understand why he wants it. And you have to understand that he's building whatever he's building to protect you. He's building for the good of you and your family, not for himself. But many women in today's day and age, they think completely opposite. They think they are useless. They are deadbeat, and they just see men as a utility, like a car, like a ATM machine, like it's like men doesn't have hurt, men doesn't have feelings. And the way they react in most cases, and I see and read a lot of commentaries, and you see women just divorcing men for no reason. They can be together for 5 years, they can be together for 10 years, and they can split up for something very simple. Something that, it would take like maybe 5 minutes to talk about it. And they just completely walk away from something because either they don't like it or they don't feel good. It's all the woman, most of them. They don't feel good. It's all about feelings. How I feel, how I want, how are these, how are they. How about what your partner wants for you? How about your partner wants to create for you? There's no accountability. And the other thing I see in women as well, in general, I'm not saying all women do the same thing. I'm saying in general, they don't accept when they're wrong. They kind of like wash it off when you present them the truth, represent them the logic. They pretty much brush it off. And if they see that they're losing the battle or they have no comeback, they start insulting. They go into sort of conflict and insulting you or anyone who's opposite to their ideas just because they can. And which is great. And, we in 2024, we're not here to force anyone and to, make anyone believe in what you want to believe. I'm fine with that. I kind of like, okay, cool. That's what you want to be. That's who you are. That's fine. Just accept it and be yourself. But going forward, I know the chances of you succeeding or getting a man is going to be slim because I know how men thinks, right? And if you don't get your shit together, man or a woman, you don't get your shit together, right? You're not going to find the person who really wants to commit with you, right? And you have to be open for criticism, because if you're not open for criticism, how are you going to learn? If you don't try the bike, how are you going to learn to ride a bike? If you don't try it and fall off a few times to know what it's like, how are you going to be solid and truthful to yourself if you don't have experience? Or if you go by what mom said, what dad said, what friends said, what other people are saying about your relationship. It's outrageous and it won't work. And I see it in most of relationship those days. People are basing in what other people say. You shouldn't be worried about that. You should be worried about what's in your life and what you want from your life. And is your partner is going to be there? Is going to be that friend and loving person and supporting person, wife, that you expect to be at your side in the good and in the bad. in the bad times and in the good times, in the fear times and in the lucky times, in the struggle times and in the easy times, right? That's the woman that most men are looking for. Not because you have lots of money, not because you're a nice guy, because you are a person that they made a decision to unify until the end. They made a decision to love you for whatever you are, to who you are, the way you are, until you both go. You're supposed to, he's supposed to, and she's supposed to love you from beginning to the end. And you make kids, especially if you have kids with your other half, you're supposed to be there. You're supposed to love them until the end. But things don't always happen the way we want. Why? Because we can't change other people. We are different. I came to a conclusion in 48 years of my life that the things that happen to you, to me, to anyone, they were supposed to happen. Right? Those things, they're supposed to happen. And they're supposed to happen for a reason. They're supposed to happen to change you. They're supposed to happen to mature you. They're supposed to happen to make you a person who you are today. And you're going to find that the way you respond to each incident, to each conflict, you're going to overcome with your experience what you once knew, what you knew from. You're going to overcome that. It's how you're going to overcome that makes you a wise man, that makes you who you are, that makes you different, that makes you important, that makes you how should I say, what's the word to use it, makes you unique pretty much. And you have to love yourself. You have to want to do things that you want to do. You have to have your own self-confidence, who you are and what you want to achieve and why do you want to achieve it. And you have to go for it. And if he's anything or anyone who is against you or against your ideas or against your goals, you don't need to sit there and listen to them and let yourself down and be completely, bashed down. You can just walk away from it because they don't have any power on your life. They don't have power on you. They don't have power on your words. They don't have power on your nature. They don't have power in what you choose and should not choose. They don't have power on you. They're just another person that you respect. So you respect them, and if they don't respect you, then you cut them off. You cut them off. It's just, you avoid confrontations, you avoid litigations, you avoid violence. You just walk away. And there's no need for fight. There's no need for argument. You just walk away. If that's how you want to live your life, you're going to live your life that way. That's what you've chosen. You're going to do it that way. It's your choice. Right? You're going to have... I just pretty much spell out the consequences before that could happen. Right? For the loved ones, for the one I care. The ones I don't care, it's their choice. If they want to hear something, I'm happy to pass it on. But if they don't want to take it, they ignore it. They're too stupid to understand, or they just refuse to understand because the ego is too big. Then you don't sit there and argue with them. You just keep going. You move on. Maybe not you, maybe something else. If it's not you, it's somebody else. But I know that if you're making the same actions, you ended up doing the same mistakes. Right? So remember, by their actions, you should know them. It's not what they're saying, it's the actions that they do that shows who they are or they truly are. Right? So if you follow that path, you always be right. Don't listen to what they say, but listen to what they do. and watch the things that you want to do if you get to do the things that you want to do. If you're in a relationship and you can't do the things that you want to do because somehow you're restrict on the lock, you are handcuffed, you're being manipulated not to do or say this or that, you're not living a life. You are not living a life. It's sad to say it, but it is true. If you don't have the free speech, if you don't have the free choice, and you are in a relationship, either you can't do it, you don't feel it in doing it, or you can't do it. You know that it's wrong. You know that you can do it, but you worry and you feel that you're going to hurt the other person. You need to open yourself. You need to tell the other person, this is who I am, this is what I want to do, and this is where I want to go. Right? The road is heading this way. At the end of the road, I want to turn right. If you agree with me, we're going to turn right in the end of the road. We're getting close to the road, and now you want to turn left? No. That's not why we agree. We agreed to turn right, and we should turn right. That's what make you unified, make you together. The second thing is that it's failing on marriages and relationships is because we're too busy with our day lives. It's all about work. It's all about this place or that place that are going to work. And when you finish work, what do? You go home. And the next day you go back work again. Next day you go home. You go back work again. So basically, your own family is not really raised by you. I'm going to say that again. Basically, if you have kids and you send them to school every day from kinder, right? You're working full time. Your partner works full time. Who's raising the kids? Does it make any sense? So you bring a child to this world, you working full time, your partner works full time, you only get to see your child mostly weekends every now and then because you're too busy working because you've got a lot of bills to pay, right? You're not really raising your kid and your kid doesn't really know you. There's no really affection. And if your wife, your woman is working as well, long hours, which most of them are, right? There's no affection. There's no relationship. Yeah, you live in a relationship, but you're not having a relationship because you hardly see each other. Yeah? In my example, I used to work in corrections and I used to be a correction officer, and I look back and I was spending more time, at my workplace than at home with my kids. Because I know that I had to be the provider to support my kids. And my partner was doing the same thing. Right? After a while, I've noticed that things have changed. Because why? Because we don't have time for the kids. There's no time for the kids. And whether the kids learn anything, they learn anything from school. From school, from their friends, from the social media, internet. Yeah, it's all there. Right? And you completely lose all control of the way you want your kids to grow, the things that you want them to know, and at what age you want them to know, and why, the experience you want them to have. It's not going to be the same as yours. Yeah? You wish all the best, you want all the best, but it's not going to be the same. So if they have a different experience in growing up, they're going to have a different outcome. Experience, outcome. So if they have a different experience, they'll have a different outcome. As much as you want them to have the same outcome as you have, it's very hard to happen because they don't have the same experience. So it's pretty much something that we all have to realize. If you want your kids to be something, you want to pass on the part of you, your culture, your principles to your family, to your kids, you have to spend time with them. You have to be there when they're growing up, especially at the age of 1 to 7, and 7 to 14 is the most crucial time for them to learn. Is when they learn in the most important things on their life, right? You at school, you at work. I mean, your partner is at work and they at school. They're learning that from a stranger that doesn't even give a damn or know them. That's what they're learning that from. So years after years, you can't turn around one day and realize, oh, hang on, how come my kid is doing this? How come my kid, where did they get this from? They got it from the society, the community around them. They got it from people that brought them up. You just been there financing them, but other people raised them. Other people put the principles on them. Right? So, my big message to this video is be aware, know what you want, and try to spend some time with your kids. Even if it's just 1 hour, 1 day a week, right? Try to spend some time with your kids, because that will make a big difference on their growing up times. That will make a big change, right, on their development. For dad and for the mom, both of them, they need to spend time with their kids. They need to talk to their kids. They need to know what the kids are learning. They need to know why they're learning. They need to know what they like. They need to know how they can support them. They need to know to their good, not because they just want to do this and you run around and do it. It's something to bring the development, right, in them. If you see the talent on them, you help them, trying to bring that talent out. You don't shut it down, you help them, right? And that's just my idea. So I don't want to go too long with this video, so I'll probably just leave it as it is now. We're going down to about 27 minutes. So I'm going to be shouting out more videos. I'll probably be doing a few interviews into different people and ask them about relationships, what they think about it. Are they in relationships? What would they improve in the relationships? Why would they think the relationships are not good? If it's good, why is it good? And how can they improve it? Alrighty, I'll leave you all in peace, and I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.